Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. Has USA changed? My realistic American dream perspective. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. This is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities around the world, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. With that being said, we are currently located in Budapest, Hungary, and we are going to talk about the American dream because I moved to the United States from Ukraine in 2010, and I spent a huge part of my life in the United States. I lived in California, I lived in New York, I traveled to basically lots of different states all over the country and met a lot of people and started several businesses. So I definitely know a lot about life in the United States, and also from experience now I see how it's changing if you compare it to the way things used to be in the past and the way things are now. Of course, part of it is human nature. We always tend to think that things used to be better than they are now, but also I see a lot of different practical examples of things not being as good as they used to be. For example, just starting with the basics. I know that my gym used to be open 24/7, but now it closes at 10 o'clock on weekdays, 10 p.m. or 6 or 7 p.m. on weekends. So the hours are a lot less convenient than they used to be. Also, my supermarket where I shop, it used to be open until 2 a.m., but now it closes much earlier at, depending on the day, again at 9, 10 or 11 p.m. Then public transportation in some of the cities in the United States where I used to use buses, in Las Vegas for example. When I was visiting Las Vegas 10 or 15 years ago, the frequencies used to be higher and I didn't have to wait as long. The operating hours were also more convenient. They had some express buses that were faster than regular city buses. Right now, some of those lines are gone and you have to wait longer, and the frequencies are lower and it's not as convenient as it used to be. So these are just some little things, but there are also a lot of bigger things too when it comes to, for example, my customers or potential customers for the things, the services and goods that I'm trying to promote and sell. In the past, it used to be a lot easier. I feel like people had a lot more extra funds that they could allocate towards buying the things that I was offering, and it was a lot easier to make a sale. Whereas now, people are a lot more conservative when it comes to their spending. They think twice before making any large purchase, and because of that, it's more difficult to be successful when you are a business owner or when you're trying to start a new company, trying to sell goods or services. It's more challenging now than ever before because people have less money to spend, and also there is more competition because unemployment is higher. More people are trying to start their own businesses and offering similar things to what you're trying to do, and because of that, of course, you have to compete with them, and they offer a lower price. Maybe you have to try to offer a lower price too, but also at the same time you have to make a living, you have to pay your bills, and all of these factors combined, they make your life a lot more difficult. And this is not just my personal story. I know a lot of people who are going through the same thing. Of course, there are some exceptions. Actually, everything depends on where you work, your current job, where it is and what you do and where you live. And this makes a pretty big difference. But a lot of people that I have met, their life used to be better 10, 15, 20 years ago. They could work less or spend less time working and make more, and the money they made, their purchasing power was much higher, so they could basically afford more things. They could have better car, they could have a better vacation, they could buy something extra like an extra computer or some video games, or go to a concert. Right now, all these things, people have to cut down their spending, and they have to think twice, as I mentioned earlier in this video, before making any purchase, because everything adds up and you have to make sure you're not spending more than you're making, and also you need to have some savings just in case. So basically economy and day-to-day life in the United States is slowly becoming more difficult. Again, this is just my own personal perspective. Also, I know some people who are doing pretty well, who at this moment have good jobs, but it can all change anytime, as we all know from history. When the economy is not doing so well, sometimes even large businesses can fire a lot of people or let people go, and this would even worsen the unemployment situation more, and then things would be even worse. I hope that doesn't happen, of course. I wish everyone to do well. If people do well, then my business is gonna do better too. But I'm just saying in general, these are the trends that I see. Also, United States is facing a lot of other challenges and changes. That's why I titled the video this way, because I grew up with the American dream. I was watching American movies, listening to American music. I loved American cars, American business values, everything that had to do with the United States. That was part of my dream. And from watching those movies, I got a certain idea in my head, but when I came to the United States in 2010, I realized it was a lot different from the way it's showing in the movies. And now, after I lived there for so long, I feel that it's even more different than what it was in 2010. So let's even just take the demographic situation. It's not whether I like it or I don't like it, or I have anything against anybody in particular, but I'm just saying that right now, a lot of immigrants in the United States, they are from Latin America, and more cities speak more and more Spanish, and they have more children, and those children are growing up. And basically, I don't know when it's going to happen, but the majority of people in the United States pretty soon are going to be Latin Americans. I don't have anything against Latin Americans. I'm just saying this as a fact that it's happening, and that is not the way it used to be in the 1980s. And that's not what I expected when I was coming here, or when I was going to the United States in the first place. They have similar issues in many European countries. I'm saying issues, it's not necessarily an issue, it's just a way of life. Things are always changing and evolving, but it's very different because people are coming with their own language, their own culture, their own values, their own music, their own things that they appreciate, and of course this affects everybody else. So when you are in California, in Los Angeles, or in San Diego, you're so close to the Mexican border that sometimes you forget that you are in the United States actually. Also in other big cities, I had a similar feeling when I was in New York. Again, this is just one of the big things that are changing in the United States. But also, what about the role of the United States in the international politics? The way that the government is approaching relations with other countries when it comes to tariffs and wars, and how United States treats its partners right now, and nobody knows what to expect, how to predict what's going to happen tomorrow, who is the friend, who is the enemy. And United States is allowing a lot of bad world leaders to get away with the bad things they are doing. Of course, we all know who I'm talking about, but without getting into politics too much, basically, I feel that the United States is slowly losing its leadership position on the global international scene, whether it's politics or other things. I feel that sadly, United States is not the same as it used to be. Whether it's good or bad, you can comment in the video, but from my own personal perspective, if I were to consider where to move, I would think twice before moving to the United States, because the way it's the image that I have in my head, especially from the past, it's completely different in reality. And chances are, if you are thinking about coming to the United States after watching those old movies, you might find yourself in a completely different environment from what you might expect. And this affects not just the cultural aspect, not just the where you are and how you feel, who you are surrounded with, and what kind of music you hear, what kind of food you look at, you eat, and all these things. But also this is also a big factor when it comes to the economy and how much money you make and what you can afford with that money. United States is not as wealthy as it used to be. Of course, there are some very wealthy people, there are some good jobs, and there are still lots of opportunities. And I'm very, very, very grateful to the United States for all the opportunities that I have gotten over the years. And I still care about the United States. I hope that things get better. But with the way things are moving right now, when I travel to Asia, I feel that Asia is very much ahead in many different aspects. For example, just one of the many examples, high-speed rail in California. They've been spending so much money, and it's been under construction for so many years, and they still are very, very far behind, and they have a very long way to go before they can accomplish it. At the same time, in other Asian countries, lots of high-speed rails were built. Also, lots of other kinds of construction projects were built, transit hubs, skyscrapers. Things get done in Asia much faster than in the United States. Also, when you walk around Asia, you feel a lot more technological advancement, whether it's better internet, better connectivity, more services that are more convenient, more free public restrooms or toilets, more stores to choose from, better opening hours, and better public transportation, better infrastructure. Basically, I'm not talking about all the places. There are a lot of exceptions, but in general, when I traveled to Taiwan, I felt like it was a lot more developed. Also, when I traveled to Korea, I felt like it was more developed. And it was a little bit funny to me to hear Koreans talking so fondly of the United States, how excited they are to go to the United States and work there or go and study there, because they truly have this feeling in their head that the United States is better than Korea, United States is better than Taiwan. It is a very good choice if you want to make money, but it might not be the best choice if you want to also enjoy your life, explore new places. With that being said, I would like to remind you that I'm in Budapest for a few weeks, and at the end of this trip, I'll be recording my final verdict video, comparing Budapest with other cities to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. Thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.